at participating dealers only.
Radio. The Chris Moyles Show.
Live from London's Leicester Square, this is the Chris Moyles Show.
All right, it's 8:36, so we're going live on Facebook. If you want to watch us live, you can see how handsome and attractive myself and Dominic Byrne are. We've also got Pippa here for people who've got funny taste.
Yeah.
You can watch us on our Facebook page.
Make an effort, Pip. Look at us two.
The Chris Moyles Show on Radio X Facebook page. Go and watch us live. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. And Phillip Gleinster is about to walk in here, and we're going to have a chat about acting, television. I want to ask him about some of his early roles. You know, he's been in like an unbelievable amount of amazing British TV.
Yeah.
Like household name dramas.
You got quite pally with him, didn't you, back in the day? You were quite sort of...
What do you mean by that?
Well, no, you'd kind of... Didn't you hang out and... I'm sure you went out...
You say that as if we had some kind of fling.
No. I thought... Didn't you go to the
We
pub?
had a kiss and a cuddle once, that was about it.
You went to the pub a few times, didn't you, or something?
No.
Oh, did you not?
No.
Oh,
He came on the old show a few times.
Yeah, he's been, and he's been on the TV show. Do you remember back in the day I used to be famous on telly?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
I used to have a show on Channel 4 called Chris Moyles Quiz Night.
Yeah.
With 5 series.
Five series?
5 series.
Which is a lot, I think.
I know, it is a
Hell
lot.
of a lot.
It rated very, very well.
It did.
It's still up there, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I'm happy to discuss it if they fancy bringing it back.
Yeah, well,
this is beside the point. Anyway, here he is. Let's bring him in. There he is, so handsome. Come on in, sir. Yeah, come and sit next to Dominic Byrne. You know, I look at your face and the first thing I think is, you're not a morning person, are you?
Charming.
Happy Monday.
What a welcome.
Hello, my friend.
You bought beer?
Yeah, we got sent some in. Are you a beer fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can take one of those if you want. We've got 12 of them.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Hi, hello, by the way. Hi.
Hi, morning. How are you, Chris? Nice to see you.
Oh, we've got beer. Oh, great.
Yes. My work is done.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You look great. You look very well.
Oh, yeah, well, you know. No, I'm used to getting up early. I've got kids, so, you know, one get to, but for some reason, it's a bit of an effort this morning.
It's Monday. It's horrible.
Monday,
Monday's
The weather
horrible.
is horrible, isn't it?
And
How
you
many
just
kids you
think,
got?
2.
How old are they?
They are 16 and 13.
Right.
Teenagers. Oh, joy.
See, now I don't have kids, but
Good
when
move.
when does the hell stop? Because when you have
When does it stop? Never.
Yeah, right. It's because you get out of one bad phase and they seemingly go straight into a new bad phase.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Well, you know when when they refer to me in the third person when I'm actually in the room, and it's like, "Hello, I am here. You know, I'm your father." But
are you cool in any way to them now?
No. I occasionally sort of say to my eldest daughter when she listens to music, I say, "Hey, Mel, what are you listening to?" And she'll just say somebody that I've never heard of and go, "Yeah, are they good? Are they good? Melodic?"
Have they ever got into a show that you've been in? Have they ever?
Well, they Living the Dream they quite like,
right?
Which is on at the moment on Sky. It's a plug.
It's
but
a good
do.
show.
Well, although I say that, then Millie had a friend of hers around the other day, and they started watching it. I said, "I was quite good at this." No, they started watching an episode of Life on Mars.
Right. Okay.
And then I said, "Oh, this is quite fun." It was the one where I'm chasing a baddie to Live and Let Die.
Right.
In a pair of 70s Speedos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is very attractive.
It's out the swimming baths, by the way, I must add.
At the swimming baths, yeah. And I put my head back in at about sort of 3 minutes into and they'd switched it off and they were watching something else. Charming.
That's not
charming.
Right.
But you know what? I always tell this story. This for me is one of my favourite stories. I go to see U2 in Dublin. And to cut a long story short, we get asked if we want to go back for a drink afterwards. And we go into basically the friends and family room. Mm-hmm. And that night in Dublin, U2, you can imagine. Yeah. And Bono's daughter was there with some friends and it was her birthday.
Right.
And Bono walks into the room, the little friends and family room. There's not many people about. And everyone goes like this. It's Bono. And he goes straight over to his daughter, as he would. And he just goes, "Everything all right? You've got your music sorted. You got your friends." And she just goes, "Oh my God, Dad! You're so embarrassing. Leave me alone." And Bono literally shuffles away, looks at the rest of the room who are all jaw-droppingly waiting to speak, and he just goes, hi, and then we all go, hi. And, you just go,
It happens. It happens. You know?
Bono is an embarrassment.
Yeah,
So-
I love it. That makes me feel better. See, I'll go home and say, yeah, I'll tell that story to my daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who? Who's Bono?
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your new show, but I'll talk about that in a second because but I want to ask you some questions about acting.
Oh.
If I'm allowed.
I'm not sure I'm the right person.
I want to do some actual interview questions with you.
Acting.
So I get the feeling you love acting. It's right, or is it just a job?
No, I'm a very good actor if I say I love it. It's a job.
Right.
No, honestly, it is a job. I mean, I think when you first set out to do something like that, and having come from the sort of background I did where I just sort of used to have a 9-to-5 sort of job, and then suddenly to sort of not have a 9-to-5 job and was quite appealing.
Right.
But I think once you start doing it over the years, look, I wouldn't change it because I can't do anything else really. So I enjoy it, but it's a job at the end of the day.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
So how did you? I actually don't know the story. How did you get into acting? Was it it later in life as a
it was. Well, my brother Robert, Robert knew he wanted to act from a very, very early age. He was into National Youth Theatre and all that, and I just wanted to get a job where the hours were quite good, short.
Yeah.
So
my
first choice was I wanted to be a milkman.
Right.
Because I thought, you'd be done by...
You've done a 9, haven't you?
Sort of 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you just go and play with your toys all day. And I just thought that's the perfect job.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise they actually start about 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I got into it kind of by chance. I'd done a bit of acting at school, in primary school. I played Oliver. Because I was the most undernourished looking child in the class. So I played Oliver, and then I went to a comprehensive school where we had a headmaster who was obsessed with Gilbert and Sullivan.
Right.
Nice.
Which wasn't great for a red brick comprehensive in the 70s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
probably not.
The Mikado wasn't, the Mikado was a gang, as far as I was concerned. So obviously I avoided that. And then they did a production of a restoration called She Stoops to Conquer, and I was a stagehand, I sort of thought I'd be behind the scenes. But they made us all dress up and go on to change the furniture as servants, so dodgy wigs and all that. And I remember going on, and I had to go on with the scroll and check that everything was in place. And it was completely by accident. And I pulled the scroll and I let go of it by mistake, and it flipped out of my hand. I sort of did a camp panic, got a big round of applause and a laugh, and just thought, oh, here we go. This is for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So is your brother more thespian than you are?
Oh yeah.
So he must hate the fact that he's the actor of the family, and then you stumble into it and do really well, and then you end up on national radio, and I go, do you love acting, or is it just a job? And you go, no, it's just a job. It's just a job to me. He must be there going, ah!
In his third week of rehearsal.
Yeah, exactly.
Tearing his hair out.
Yeah.
No, Robert's much more... Robert, he's currently rehearsing a play which he's doing at the Bridge Theatre, I think. So he likes to get his fill of theatre.
Right.
Whereas I'm a bit lazier. I'm a lot lazier.
What was the first TV
I
acting?
like nice warm radio studios.
Yes. What was your first TV acting gig?
Mine?
Yeah.
I think the first ever one was the last ever episode of Bergerac.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's how old I am.
Wow.
With and I remember who was in it with Bill Nye.
What?
Bill was in it.
Blimey.
That was and we went to Jersey to film it. And I always remember John Nettles took us out for a lovely fish supper, as you do.
You'd want John Nettles to take you out
But
for
it wasn't
fish
just any
supper,
old
would you?
fish supper. It was like proper lobster.
Yeah.
And I was like, lobster?
I used to love
That's
Bergerac.
almost a Gene Hunt line.
Yeah. John Nettles took us out for a fish supper. Marvellous it was. And somebody else paid.
Like so this was your first TV acting job. Now,
Yeah.
are you nervous? Are you confident? So what age would you have been?
Oh, God, early 20s.
So are you excited? Do you
No, I was quite excited.
Intimidated?
But it was like it's that weird thing of having had a drama school training, which is basically theatre training.
Right.
So you just don't want to go and be too sort of like massive.
Yeah.
Really big acting. You know, Detective Bergerac.
But a show like
here,
that,
you know.
you turn up, you see John Nettles, and you go, "It's Bergerac."
Well, no, I was just more impressed. Remember that old car he had?
Yeah.
Was it an old
Yeah.
Moyles or something.
Yeah,
I remember that was
beautiful.
part there, and I was just like, "Wow, can I have a go?" And they're like, no, of course you can't have a go.
Because Bergerac was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like millions and millions
His
of
first
people.
TV acting job, and he's like, "You're set." Yeah. Can I go in the car? No, come on. Do you know your line?
Don't touch.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
No, I just remember Bill Nye doing a very good Frank Sinatra impression on set. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Because you have been, I was saying before you came in, you've been in like absolute classic British television. Like you've been in so much stuff. Like for
Well-
me as an actor,
Yeah.
I'm not an actor, and I look at your stuff you've been, even if it's just a small role, but you've been in so much.
Have I?
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
well,
remember.
all right.
I can't
Bergerac,
remember.
right?
Bergerac.
Minder.
Minder, yeah. Oh, I was late for Minder. I remember going. We were filming it was 1 February and it was snowing. And I overslept, and anyway, I managed to get in. They were filming an actor, and this was before they sent cars. You know, you had to slip your own way in as a junior actor. And I remember getting there, and George Cole came up to me and he went, "Morning." He said, "A bit late this morning." I went, "Yeah, it's the weather." Honestly, trains, nightmare. You know, they sent a car, George. You know, I'll be here on time, won't I? And he went, "Yeah, that's true."
You're just unfazed by it. Arthur Daly goes to you like that. You're a bit late, aren't you? And rather than go, "I'm really, really sorry, Mr. Cole,"
Yeah.
you go like that.
I blame the weather. Well, fortunately, it was
Jog
snowing.
on, old man.
Yeah.
Look out
Look
the
at
window.
this, right? So listen to this. I'll just fly through these. If anything, you know, tickles your fancy, you want to talk about,
Okay.
do. Minder, Ruth Randall Mysteries, Drop the Dead Donkey,
Oh, brilliant! I used to love Drop the Dead Donkey.
Bergerac,
Rabbit in that.
Love Hurts, Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. You got told off playing football with Nick Berry by the producer.
You get told off a lot on set.
Yeah.
You got told for playing football. Why?
Yeah, we were having a little
That's
kick
all right.
around because this is what we're going to break our ankles or something. you know?
Right,
So the
okay.
producer
Oh.
screamed, "Stop playing football!" I think it was more. I don't think they were too worried about me. I think they were more concerned with Nick,
Right.
in case I took out Nick Berry.
You've been in The Detectives, Law and Disorder.
God.
You've been in Silent Witness, Soldier.
Yeah.
You were in Wycliffe.
Wycliffe.
Yeah, I call it Wycliffe like the rapper.
Like Jean.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I played Jean.
It was Jean. Yeah, the French one.
I mean, there's just so many. There's so many
It's all yes,
brilliant
episodic
classic
television
stuff.
Weird, isn't it?
And then Life on Mars obviously comes out and goes crazy.
Clocking off. Forgot that.
Clocking
That was
off.
a good series.
And then
Vanity Fair. That
What?
was good. The I say the original, the Vanity Fair that was on 20 few years ago.
That's it.
I had a very funny story actually because you know they just did the recent one for
Yes.
ITV.
Yeah, it was good. That I watched that. It's brilliant.
I saw a bit of it, but this woman came up to me in the supermarket while it was on, and she very sweetly. And I played a character called Captain Dobbin, who was quite a sweet character. It was about the only likeable one in the show. And this woman came up to me and she said, "Excuse me, Mr. Gleinster." And I went, "Yeah." She went, "You will always be my Captain Dobbin." How lovely was that?
That's nice. That's
nice.
lovely.
Yeah.
Thank God it was a role that you remembered. Otherwise
Yeah.
you'd be like, that was some cracker's
Yeah.
old cow here in the supermarket.
Get
Do you still have to audition for roles, or are you?
Not so much in this country. The American market, you tend to have to go on tape
right.
for stuff, but everybody has to do that,
Right.
Because you know the thing about America, you go to the States and you meet casting directors, and they're all kind of, "We love your work. You're fantastic. You're just amazing. You know, Life on Mars, Men in Mars, amazing.
The Mars Man.
Mars Man, you are so
Yeah.
good. You are so good." And you know, the more they compliment you, the more they've never ever heard of you.
So is it you? I think you, Chris. You said you never have a bad meeting in LA
Yeah, never do.
No,
because
You're
everything
right.
is brilliant, and then
Yeah.
you never
I've
hear
sat in
from them.
meetings
then you
in
never hear from
LA
them again.
and I've thought, oh my God, I'm going to be the biggest star in American television.
Yeah.
And they're literally going, he needs to speak to Bob at Fox. We've got to get him in front of Dave at Comedy Central and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And you go, so this is great. And then you leave and you hear nothing. Nothing.
yeah.
And you just kind of think, you should come to one of our meetings in the UK where they literally look at you and go, yeah, you're not right for this. Thanks for coming in,
Yeah.
though. And then save yourself a lot of time.
Absolutely, totally agree. Totally agree.
So this new show,
Yes.
you're not acting.
No,
Although you've got a posh voice in it though, which I like. You've got your posh voice on.
it's my acting voice, my presenter's voice.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be clear, so because there's a lot of mumbling on telly.
There is
these
a lot of
days,
mumbling. You
isn't
need to
there?
enunciate,
So I
don't
don't
you?
want to be part of the mumbling fraternity.
Yeah,
so I'm
quite
trying
right.
to, and also because of the obviously the nature of the show, it's you know, you got to take it seriously.
Well,
Absolutely
the
right.
show is called What the Killer Did Next. And you can see it. It's on tonight
Tonight
at 9 o'clock. Starts tonight at 9
on the
o'clock.
Investigation Channel, 9 p.m.
That's it. Crime and Investigation Channel. You can find it on Sky 156. Do you remember the days you used to be on Sky 101 on the BBC? And now you're 156. I used to be on Radio 1 and now I'm here.
Oh, I know you did.
I feel
Well-
your pain.
I just remember BBC One, BBC Two, ITV.
So,
Four.
so tell us what the show is. So this is it's a really interesting take on the kind of murder mystery.
Yeah.
and it's real life stuff.
It
right?
is. It's there's actually 8 episodes, but we're showing 4 to begin with, and then there'll be the other 4 shown, I think, later in the year.
Right.
So really, it's a series about. Well, the explanation is in the title. What the killer did next. It's really an examination of these cases, and whereby the killer has committed these sort of heinous acts, and then what they do afterwards, and how they try and kind of normalise their life, you know, and so we have a psychologist and a criminologist on the show, and so it's trying to get into the mindset of why these people behave in the way they do, and invariably, let's say with the first case, which was I think it made the national news. This children's author Helen Bailey, and she met this guy Ian Stewart. I think sort of online, whatever, they got together, and they seemed perfectly happy couple. They'd both come from different relationships, and she was successful. They had a very nice house in Hertfordshire and a place by the sea in Kent. And then she went missing, basically, and it was only sort of a few days after that this guy got in touch with the police, and then slowly the whole thing began to unravel.
Yeah.
Where the police started suspecting him, and it's as I say, what's weird about it is he sort of tried to carry on his life as normal. So he went out and got his Arsenal season ticket, and then he took this holiday that he had booked with her to go on, and he still went on this holiday. And I suppose what I found kind of interesting in terms of presenting this and looking into it was. Seeing how having played detectives, is seeing how the police work in these situations, and the sort of incredible kind of patience and the cat and mouse and the skill in which detectives have to unravel.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
before they can pounce and make but having to have something absolutely in concrete before they can make a conviction, and it's the extraordinary patience that they have to go through.
If they suspect somebody, they like to put them up in a news conference scenario, don't they? So just in case they give anything away about themselves.
But what was interesting, what they did also, they questioned this Ian Stewart guy, and they asked him sort of questions like, well, what colour were her eyes? And he didn't know the basics of how tall she was.
I mean, to be fair, he is a bloke.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
We've all been there when the other half's come back from their hairdressers and they're wondering 3 hours later while they're in a mood, it's because you've not said anything. And they're like, I've chopped off 4 inches. You're like, no, you look good, yeah. You look great. What colour were her eyes?
Yeah.
Come on, officer, do us a favour here.
Well, there's maybe that, but anyway. So
It's a fascinating idea
isn't
because
it?
you
Yeah.
always see that what were they like beforehand, what led them to it, which is again very interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah,
But we've got another of the stories. We've got this guy Jeff Seggy, who was killed by his son, and he's never actually. He's obviously banged up in prison now, but he's never actually explained why he killed his father. And, all these blows with a hammer, and it's pretty horrific stuff. And then he went out and got himself a Chinese takeaway and took himself off to A&E to have his finger stitched up or something. And you just think, this is
it is so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
And I think also people now, I don't know if you saw, there was a very good adaptation of Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders, with John Malkovich over Christmas. And within the first 5 minutes, you knew who the killer was. But the idea of the series was to sort of kind of reinvent Agatha Christie a bit, and it was not so much who done it, but why they did it.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing that more now, particularly with drama as well. It's just becoming a sort of more of a psychological
definitely.
approach to the genre as well.
Well, it is fascinating.
Fascinating.
It is on tonight at 9 o'clock. So I urge everybody to watch it. If you can't watch it, record it and then watch it whenever you can, because that's the world we live in. It's on crime and investigation. It's called What the Killer Did Next. It's on Sky 156, Virgin 275, BT Channel 328, Talk 328. It's there. You can watch it. We can all get it.
Everywhere. Wow.
9 o'clock, What the Killer Did Next, with Mr. Phillip Glenister and his posh presenting voice. The killer washed his hands and left the scene of the crime. Then ordered a Chinese. He ordered egg fried rice, prawn crackers, but he shouldn't have done because you get free prawn crackers when you order over £8.
I think you'll find it's eggy fried rice.
Eggy fried rice.
Eggy fried rice and chips.
And still in Living the Dream, which airs on Sky One on a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, last 2 eps, 5 and 6, 5 tomorrow.
It's season 2, right?
Season 2.
We got a text in about it from Joe in North London. Says, I love Philip in Living the Dream. It makes me want to live in Florida. But is it filmed in Georgia?
Well, good question. We shot the first series in Georgia.
Right.
We shot in and around Savannah. The second season, this season, we actually shot in Spain.
Oh, wow.
True.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more, and the reason being, I know it sounds crazy, but one of the main reasons being is that you're guaranteed more sunshine in Spain than you are in... But the trouble with filming in Florida and Georgia is... you know, it would start off, the mornings would be lovely, and then you get to sort of lunchtime, and we're filming in this sort of open space with a lot of trees and things, and suddenly you get just a storm from nowhere, you know, a massive electrical storm coming, and you can't film. And, you know, these things cost money, so you're delayed.
Yeah.
Whereas in Spain, we could recreate the park and get all the locations. And, you know, I think one of our directors went over to Tampa with a drone and shot some generic stuff. As you do,
it all in.
you know. Even I was fooled, and I was there, and I was like, "Are we in Spain?"
Joe wanted to know, when you were in Georgia, were you anywhere near the Walking Dead filming locations? I think she has a fancy in her head that you're just all hanging out together.
No. We were. They do that in and around Atlanta, which is quite a way away. But I know she's probably comparing Outcast, the series I did in the States.
Yeah.
Because it's the same bloke, Robert Kirkman.
Crazy.
But we only
Crazy
got 2
show.
seasons, and they got about 7 or 8.
See, that's another great series you did.
Outcast.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
In fact, yeah, really
God,
dark.
it's very dark to film as well. I'd be like, can we get some comedy? You know, Southern Preacher. Well, they do like a lot of takes, the Americans.
Do they?
They'd oh God, you know. I mean, you know me. I sort of turn up, hit my mark, say my line, and go home. So I'm only good for a few takes. It's the Michael Caine school of acting. So they would, you know, you get take after take after take, and in the end, I just used to go. You know, I'm just walking around a corner looking at, you know, something, and then go, none of them have their phone or whatever. And like, okay, we'll go again. It's like, really? I said to walk. How many work? You know. So in the end, I just started doing Michael Caine and be like, no, look, the point is, you go to the rushes because it's all in the boat. You know, it's in the eyes. It's all there. So check the rushes because I'm going to be in the trailer and I'm going home. And
that's a good Michael Caine
so I
impression,
started this on set with my dear friend Reggie Cathay, who's no longer with us, who played the chief of police.
Right.
And he was in what you call it, the thing with filmed in Baltimore, House of Cards.
Right.
So he used to go up to do House of Cards, and he started this whole thing off. So we've sort of started something. So every time you're on a set, an American TV show, you just got to go. It's in the rushes. In the eyes. And I was, you know, you'd tell the stories. It'd be like a great story. My favourite Michael Caine story is when he was doing like Jaws 3. Somebody said, Mike was interviewing. Said, Michael, have you seen him? Have you seen Jaws 3? And he went, no. He said, well, no, I haven't. They said, well, it's not very good. He said, I've heard, but I have seen a house it built, though.
Exactly right.
Great story. Philip, I could talk to you forever, but you have to go. Tonight, What the Killer Did Next. Watch it, Crime and Investigation, tonight at 9 o'clock. And then tomorrow, if you want a bit more, you can watch Living the Dream. And if you're not into Living the Dream, you should go back and watch the box set, because it's a great idea and it's a great show.
Bless you.
Lovely to see you.
And
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, Mr. Philip Glenister.
Yay.
The Chris Moyles Show.